Here's 5 more things that you should already know about Dota 2. This is a video aimed towards casual players or players returning to the game or newer players, but even you high level players, maybe you didn't know some of these things. If you didn't, then make sure to let me know in the comments which ones you didn't already know. However, if you can think of anything else that may suit this video, then please drop them in the comments below as well, and I will use your comment for a future video. But anyway, hopefully you learned something in this, and if you do enjoy it, then make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as I am posting very consistently. The channel is growing pretty quickly and I appreciate all of you guys' support. And other than that, let's get started. The first one is, did you know that the item Hand of Midas actually also provides 2.1 times the XP than you would normally get when you actually use it on that creep? Now, a lot of people will get this and immediately use it on the lane creep, and yes, you can do that to make sure it goes off cooldown quickly, because as soon as it comes off cooldown, the sooner it comes again and you can use it more, meaning more gold, right? Because the Hand of Midas, most people look at this as a way to get more gold. However, for many heroes, and to be fair, all heroes, you should take advantage of this anyway, the experience is a huge part of why you would get this. For example, on Invoker, you are going to want those levels quickly, and the Hand of Midas does help provide that. So an important part of this is heading off to the jungle just as that cooldown is about to be available, or what I do is I will meet my courier in the jungle as the Midas gets delivered, and I will use this on one of the big neutral camps, especially in the early games. Using this on a higher level neutral creep is going to give you a lot more XP than if you just used it on a lane creep or one of the smaller ones to try and get yourself just that extra bit of gold. This can give you a really big advantage if you are a higher level than your other enemy mid laner, and also every other enemy hero in the game. If you are way ahead because you're using this on the higher level neutral creeps, then you are going to have a good advantage. Not to mention, every time you use a Midas on a jungle neutral creep, you will have a 100% chance to get a neutral item so long as they are available for that tier and they all haven't been collected and you are within that allotted time zone to collect them. So using a Midas on the neutral camps are actually really beneficial rather than just using it on your lane creeps, so keep it in mind. Okay, so the way to explain this one is a little bit confusing, but with the way it all works and stuff in Vision, it is what it is. Okay, so did you know that you can actually check if the enemy have wards here by using people like Nature's Prophet or a summon or anything like that, by using the tower line of sight. So for example, you can see the tower has line of sight past these tree lines here. However, it will not attack anything that is not in the tower's vision. Even if it's in range, if the tower can't see it, it won't attack it. I'll give you an example of this by summoning some treants, walking one over, which you could do at the beginning of a game. Walk it over, wait for these creeps to pass so there's no vision, and then actually hiding the tree inside this vision thing here. So right now the tower's not attacking, right? But if I bring my Nature's Prophet back into view and see this tree, the tower starts hitting it. So the same applies. As you can see, the tower's going to stop. The same applies though if I have a ward here. If I place a ward here, that ward's going to see that creep and the tower's going to attack it. So at the beginning of a game, you can actually walk over a Nature's Prophet tree, as long as this one's going to make it. It might not make it. Run, tree, run. Get him over here. You can walk straight over here and stand behind this tower, this tree line, and if the tower attacks it, you know there's a ward here. Now you can do this in other places too. I believe you can do it probably over here and on this side around these trees here. There is a spot that you can do it, hide it behind this bit, or cut this tree here, and you can actually check the same thing over, but you do have to cut the tree, and I've been messing around trying to find a better place for it. But I've seen people do this in game. They send over the creeps and have like Lichen Wolf or a tree or something like that right away at the beginning of the game, and they will actually know exactly where to deward if the tower does attack them. So keep that in mind. It's something that is rather helpful to know and you can take advantage of as well. Next up is one I would hope you guys have noticed, but it's still something I'm going to mention because it is super useful to actually pay attention to. Fights can get really hectic, and of course we all know about how stacking stuns is bad. Like if we're going to hex this prophet and then stun him straight away, that is wasted disable time, as we could definitely have hexed him and then waited, then stunned, and then we could do it nice and easy like that. However, how do you time this perfectly with other allies on their stuns and your stuns or whatever you want to do? Well, in case you didn't notice, when you hex, stun or disable someone, the same applies for silencers or anything like that, there's a line above their head that says they are hexed and there is a timer. When that's about to run out, that is your cue to throw out another stun, as it shows you the exact perfect amount of time for that whole thing to go. So you can keep them permanently stunned if you have enough of the actual disables, and keeping it timed like that is really easy. So stop wasting your time, your stun times, all that sort of stuff by using it too soon. Because if you use it like this, it's hex and then you stun and all that sort of stuff. It's just wasted time. Like, you don't want to do that because, you know, you're going to get a lot longer out of it if you wait until the end. So keep this in mind in fights. Obviously, it is something that people may have overlooked because fights can be hectic, but that is there now. You can take advantage of it. Quite often in team fights, you will see that someone has a gem. Say if you are the person that has a gem of true sight because the enemy has invisibility, right? But unfortunately, you do get hexed, and then you do get stunned by someone who's perfectly lining up their stuff from the last tip, and then you get zapped to living crap out of like this. Now, obviously, your gem of true sight drops to the floor. But in a fight, quite often people won't stop to pick this gem up straight away. They've got the rest of a fight to get on with. They've got to get on with it. They don't want to stand around juggling their items in and out. They're just going to do that. So what you can actually do is you can fly your courier over, or if there's one nearby, your courier's nearby, and you can actually pick up gems with a courier. You pick the gem up, you run it back to base, you get it out of there like a little secret mission, and boom, the gem is safely yours again. Now, this is risky because your courier could die, but if you think you can have time, or if you notice the enemy doesn't really see the gem, or they didn't even know, and they leave it on the ground, fly your courier over, pick that item up, and then you can give it back to yourself when you respawn. Our final one for today and this video is, did you know that Nagasaren's ult can actually be used to kill any enemy heroes that have a BKB? This is super useful if the enemy carry has a BKB but the rest of the team doesn't. What you can do is the moment that carry uses BKB, use Naga ult, and then your whole team can pile the living crap out of that guy while the other people can't move or do anything. This gives you a good amount of time to get that guy dead. Obviously, you would have more people than just these two and with no items, but you can kill that person off nice and easy. They can still move around while they're sleeping, but because they can be moved, you can stun them, you can do whatever you need to do, and you can get them killed before the song ends, making that fight nice and easy. And there we go, that brings us to the end of another one of the videos where we talk about 5 things that you should already know about Dota 2, but maybe you didn't actually know it already. Did you know all of these in here? Did you learn anything new? Let me know in the comments down below while we just tie axe to as many trees as we possibly can, because frick that guy. But otherwise, if you could think of anything else for this video, please do leave it in the comments. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. But other than that, I will catch you all in the next one. Frick you, Axe. I hate you so freaking much. I hate you so. Not as bad as PA, but still screw you. Catch you later, guys. Bye.